I do.
And you know, us sports moms have something to say.
Yes, we do. We'll have a chance to interview across the board, from athletes to the parents to the coaches to even the trainers.
And we're not afraid to share our journey. We're not afraid to tell other moms what we went through in order to raise up a student athlete. So I believe that it's inspirational.
We able to tell our story, the good and the bad.
We can give back positive information.
Absolutely.
You know, we can empower them.
Yeah, I think it's time for the mothers to be a voice.
Yeah, that's it.
It's time for us to let you know what's going on.
What's up? What's up? It's your girl Karen on Can We Talk Sports, and I got my host
Kawashika. Yes.
Stacy, I'm back.
Welcome back, Stacy. We're so glad to have you back to be here. We got a great show tonight, girl.
Yes, I know. I had to get on this one. I was like, a ref? Oh, yeah. I want to talk. Yes, ma'am.
Time to talk.
Time to talk. Yes. Thank y'all ladies for having me on. It's been so fun, watching you and being a part of the show now it's fun. Y'all are hilarious, informative, hilarious, and all the above. So
all the around.
Yeah. Yes.
Super moms.
Yes.
You know, them heels like that. We can break it out.
Right.
Them letters.
Yes. And we can bring it on that field and go after that ref too, right?
Right. That's right, Miss Stacy. Absolutely.
That's right.
Yes.
So let me tell you guys what you got going on, what I got going on, and y'all can tell me what y'all got going on.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I have embarked on probably the biggest project of my life, and that is doing another documentary. My first documentary is called Path to the Draft, 7 DeSoto Youth Players. It turned out it was supposed to be one movie. It turned out to be 9. And so now I'm starting another documentary called Greenwood Avenue Project, Black Wall Street. It's about the Tulsa Massacre in Oklahoma. I'm going to let Brian show a little clip of my begging video.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, Miss Karen, you on the roll.
Ain't nobody gonna stop my mission. Ain't nobody.
Hello, my name is Karen, and I am the producer and director of the Greenwood Avenue Project 2021, from the people, for the people of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
The documentary is going to be about Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the events that led up to 1921 race massacre, and more importantly, in 1925, how they built life back over again and created, a life for themselves on Greenwood, which some would call Black Wall Street.
Right. Well, I know this brother. If I stop this brother, he acting up, I'm going to talk to him.
Right.
I'm not automatically put my gun on him because I went to school with him. I love him.
You have people that are serving life sentences without parole for non-violent job offenses.
Right.
About the life of Greenwood, how it got started, all that.
Yeah. It's going to be legit. We ain't sensationalizing nothing.
Excellent.
I am so compassionate about this project and about any project that deals with community. It's to expose what the enemy did to this city, but also help the people to get their voices back.
I wanted to ask if this Juneteenth feels any different from the ones in the past here in Tulsa, and why? Why you think it's different?
There's a lot of outsiders on the inside today. Yeah. So if they're going to tell the story right, let's tell the story right. You know what I mean? Like Greenwood.
Before all that stuff went down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the suppression of it and the systemic racism that they say don't exist.
They never heard about Greenwood or Black Wall Street. I'm a Greenwood guy.
The people who really have the stories, whose families were here, don't even get theirs told.
I demand that the history of Tulsa be taught so stuff like this doesn't keep happening.
It's basically how we want change all across the world, not just in America, and that George Floyd, he was the tip of the iceberg, and that we just demand justice.
It was established in 26, so our mission is to preserve these buildings.
What would Tulsa, Oklahoma be like if those businesses was never burnt down?
The money to come back here and maybe, help people start businesses. I mean, because that's what it was all about.
Right.
Those people having business.
I promise you, there is a lot of behind the scene things taking place right now.
Yeah.
It's just not ready to announce of a major economic fund that'll be taking place for that.
Okay, so what do we need help with? We need help with everything. Everything. We need help with post and pre-production. We need help with video editing. We need help with traveling, marketing. Yeah, no matter small or large. Give us a donation to help us bring this project to life. If we don't reach our goal, we don't get anything. And so when you set the pledge up, you have to set it up to a number that you can reach. Of course, we need more than $5,000. If we don't raise it, we don't get any of it. So we're asking you guys to support this project.
Feel free to donate, donate.
That's 500 people to give $10. It'll be done, at least the 5,000. So that will be a great start. So I'm inviting you along on this journey. Let's rebuild Tulsa, Oklahoma. Greenwood Avenue.
Ain't nobody gonna stop my mission. Ain't nobody's gonna catch me slipping. We ain't worried about much, we chillin'. You stressing about who, you tripping. Ain't
Yes.
Okay. Now y'all feel the weight of that project.
Yes.
It is
Huge.
LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, there's so many other major people who are doing documentary who already have the money, but I ain't too proud to beg. I know that. And I'm just asking people to be a part of history.
That's good. I love it.
So what y'all got going on?
Awesome.
Man. Wait, want me to go next on that?
Well, for me, Destiny's birthday was this past week, so we did skating again, and the kids just had so much fun. Yes, my baby turned 14 years old.
Wow.
All right.
Oh my God! So yeah,
Did the kids have to wear masks? Did they all wear masks or not?
Yes, yes. You got to wear a mask.
So it was a masquerade skating party.
Yes. I got out there too.
I know you did. Now, see me, I was that person that I don't know if y'all remember, but we used to go skating. You would either be dancing in the middle or skating. I was the person dancing in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to be on the ground. I'm gonna keep it safe. I could skate, but I was just never a big skater. I wish I was, but I was just scared of falling, I think.
I was going looking cute and holding on to the sideline.
I didn't want to say that, but that's what I was doing. I didn't want to mess up my hair. Just in case, whoever you was going to go see.
Right.
So,
do y'all remember the races when you raced at the age group?
Yes.
I was that one. Come on, let's race.
You was right there ready. Like, let's go.
Yes, let's go. Let's go. That was so much fun. That was so much fun. But it's crazy y'all say that because the last race, it was girls, right? And it was like from 12 to 17.
Okay.
And they was going. It was like going to be a tie. And they both fell, but one did not get back up. She broke her ankle.
Oh,
she broke her ankle. When she turned around, it was like my eyes, like I had to see it. I said, Jesus.
Yeah. See, that's why I wasn't that girl. You know what I'm saying? And I was an athlete. So I was so scared. Like if something happened, then I can't play my sport.
Yes.
So yeah, it's
oh
always.
My God. I was ready to go. I was ready to go.
It's all right. Party over.
I seen her, I seen her ankle. I actually seen it. I was ready to go.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, wow.
But we stayed. Ambulance came, everything. Yeah.
Oh,
poor baby. At a party. His best friend broke his ankle. We had to call the squad, and it's a whole ordeal. So,
right.
Wow.
All right.
But other than that,
well, I put up this list. I called myself doing a list for my daughter. I'm going to put up your chores and your reminders, little things, exercises. First thing she said to me was, I don't like lists. I said, well, you don't like being reminded either. So this is going to be your personal. I don't have to be in your ear. So that's what I was doing today. I was getting her acclimated to her list that she don't like. But we good. We good.
Right. That's crazy you say that, Stacey, because I didn't get to that part yet, but it was like we're throwing everything out the house that's old, or we're giving it away because it needs to be some new coming in, right? And so, I'm telling them, okay, y'all, let's do this. Because I mean, it was like cleanup day. Yeah. Clean up from the truck, from the clothes, from the closet. It got to go.
Gotta go.
So, but I didn't get to your part, but thank you for that. Because guess what? There's going to be a list.
It's going to be a list. Your chores, your reminders, her workout.
Absolutely.
2 bottles of water a day. Because I'm just like, it's just for me being an ex-athlete, it's your playbook. And if you can see it, and it tells her, get up in the morning and pray. Do your affirmations, read your Bible, brush your teeth, put on your deodorant because you're 11 and you need it now. We don't need you to forget that. So it's just little things that keep them accountable. They can just go and say, okay, check, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, then. You guys, you sound like some school moms that's getting things in order.
Yes, because it's either take your mom to school, or take your daughter or kid to school now because everybody at home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So work is at home, school is at home,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. But you know what, you guys, I am so happy for who we have on the show today, for every parent out there who's ever had anything to say to a referee. We got somebody on the show. We got a ref on the show. But I need you guys to see this video that we're about to show. I'm going to show you how you really supposed to act when you're dealing with a ref.
Okay.
All right, Brian, hit it.
Great call. That's a great call, ref.
Oh, come on.
Yo, another great call. He barely touched him.
Are you serious?
They're doing a great job out there.
Refs are killing.
Hey, what I always say is only holding if you get caught.
Block in the back. Man, come on. Call it both ways.
I'm telling you, man. Our area has the best refs. You can just call them Fox News. They're fair and balanced.
They're robbing the kids, man. That's all this is. They're just robbing the kids.
Oh, wow. That was nice of him to let him get back on sides.
It's tough enough to play against their 11, but you got to add these 7 other guys to it. 11 on 18 don't sound like what I want. It's uncatchable. Uncatchable.
Uncatchable is only a pro rule, not in the high school level. Calm down. Calm down.
The whole ball has to be in the end zone. Not just a piece, the whole ball, man. I watch the NFL. I know what's going on.
I wonder what the officials do for a living.
Go back to Foot Locker.
How does he know he works for Foot Locker? How would he know that? Yo, I can't complain. This is a great called game. It's just in this to the association. The refs could use this as a training video.
They need to turn this film into the association. That's what I would do. I'd go straight to the association, get all these guys fired.
Oh, great spot. Just a great spot. No complaints. That's a great spot.
Yo, check the prescription in them glasses.
All right, they need to watch for the hold.
Holding! He just took him down!
They need to watch for the offsides.
And 17-1, that's wrong. And the 1 is at offsides. And we can't even get it right. And now they reversed the call.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at the way the ref is talking to our coaches.
Man, who's writing the checks?
So mannerly.
This is why the zebra's an endangered species.
You don't get that in any other area. Only here, man.
Straight home cooking, that's all this is.
I love it. I love it. I love coming to these games.
Found your phone, ref. It says 3 missed calls.
Class act all the way.
Yo, Scooby, get Shaggy. Maybe you can solve this mystery.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. They missed that one. They're not perfect.
You guys are awful.
They're trying their hardest. We've been having a good game. No complaints.
Get a call, just one. Horse collar.
Are you serious?
Finally. Finally. Thank you. Thank you.
I can't even look at the refs right now.
Hey, good call. Yes. Yes, good call. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey man, that was a good game out there. Good call on that offsides, man.
Hey, you bailed me out. Man, I didn't even see it.
Man, you know, we gotta look out for each other. You know how that goes and everything. So, I mean, come on. We don't do it for the money. We do it for the kids and the safety of the game.
That's right, man.
So
without us, we ain't got no game. So
true.
Hey, you repping next week?
Oh yeah, I'll be there. You be at the state game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you, man. All right.
Always a pleasure.
Catch you then, man. And I said, honey, I've got more film to break down, but I'll be there soon enough.
Hey! You guys just watched another episode of Stuff Coaches Say.
If you like what you saw, go ahead right about here and click this subscribe button. And you'll catch all of our latest and greatest creations.
And while you're waiting, watch some of these oldies but goldies.
They're all-time classics. And as always, thanks for watching Stuff Coaches Say.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Welcome. Good. Welcome, Rory Bernard. Welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Looking forward to a great time with you ladies. Watch some of your old shows and yeah, looking forward to this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, start out by telling us who you are and what you do, so everybody will know that you're a real ref.
Okay. Officiating for about 16 years. I started just doing like little pee-wee stuff in Grand Prairie, Dallas area. Started in 2005. Lived in DeSoto at the time. Did pee-wee in DeSoto. I started in the Dallas Football Officials Association, and I did start out doing like 7th, 8th grade games there. Grew up and started doing some high school games, varsity games here or there. After a while, I started moving up to college level. I in college level in 2009, Division III, like your Marion Baylor, really small schools. I moved up there, your Division II level, with like Texas A&M Commerce, schools like that. After basically about 3 years there, I moved up to Division I FCS level, which is where I am now. I've been there since 2015. All of my games now are in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. So I work basically from Florida up to Delaware. So I think I was telling you guys earlier, Florida A&M, Hampton, Howard. I work at a primarily historically Black college and university conference. I love it. I love it over there. And we have a good time. I worked a lot of good games. Karen she probably won't like me when I say this. The last playoff game that I worked DeSoto versus Allen.
No.
Oh my God! Listen.
Kyler Murray.
Oh my God.
DeSoto was up 15 points with 7 minutes left at Mesquite Stadium. They were up 7. They were up.
We was there.
Yeah, 15 points. 15 points. They kept running sweep plays left, sweep plays right. They going out of bounds. Kylie Murray came back and won the game. I was the back judge in that game.
Oh my goodness!
He did that.
Did you not see that?
Yes.
I also worked the Cop L game, which is the first round that year at Texas Stadium. When Chris Lacey caught the touchdown pass to the back of the end zone, I was the back judge that ruled on that.
You rolled touchdown.
Wow. I did.
No payback.
I did.
No payback.
So I have worked quite a few games with Coach Mathis and Coach Lynn at Cedar Hill. I know you guys had him on a few weeks ago, so I worked with those guys. I knew Coach Lynn from church. We both went to Outback at the time. So yeah. So I'm kind of familiar with some of the people you've had, but also with your schools that you support as well. I had to leave DeSoto though after that game. We had to move. That wasn't gonna work.
Because now we didn't play, honey. We did not play. We called Channel 8. We called Channel 4. We didn't play.
Y'all that bad? Y'all calling
what?
Yeah. You know what? Another story. I actually live across the street from Corey Borner, the young man that was paralyzed during the practice. And he and I we lived really across the street from each other, so we had a really good relationship as well. So DeSoto, yeah, I've been there, but I couldn't stay.
You know when to hold them and know when to hold them.
Right.
Rest.
Yeah. Our games with Allen was just so intense all the time. That game that you're talking about, we just knew we had it. But that quarterback, oh baby, he came in there and clapped. Ooh.
Wow.
I got a chance to meet him. I went to the XFL game, and they gave us passes. The Can We Talk Mom passes, and so I was like, okay, they gave us passes. We got to go, and so I went by myself. And I was able to get on the field, and I was about to leave. I said, I gotta go, and I got in the elevator and came down, and there he was. I said, baby, it's an honor to meet you, baby. I said, I'm from DeSoto. You whooped us 4 years in a row. It's an honor. He just smiled at me, and I said, my mama last name is Mary. I might be some kin to you. And his mama said, you might be.
He's a great kid. He's a really good kid. Really good kid.
Yeah, y'all football games in high school in Texas, that's a whole nother level. I learned.
It is.
It
is.
I went to a game. CJ was at SMU, so my girlfriend's son plays high school ball, and I went to a game, and I'm like, okay, they got more fans at the high school game than they do at SMU. I'm like, what is this?
Yes.
Everything is big in Texas.
Yeah, everything is big in Texas. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
In addition to that, I also was president of Dallas Football Association, vice president of Dallas Football Association. So I did some time just on the board, just kind of helping train younger officials as they come in. So I've kind of run the gamut of a lot of different responsibilities. Right now, I'm currently the referee. I'm the white hat on the crew, so the guy that makes the announcements and all that. So that's where we are today. Hopefully, in the future, I'll go upward. But right now, this is where I am, and I love where I'm at right now. I love working HBCU ball.
That's wonderful.
Those games.
I love them games.
Those are some party games right there. Honey. You be in the stands. You can't even sit still.
That's a party.
Right.
I go for the band more than the football because the band is the bomb.
That's right. Grambling, Prairie View.
I slept on HBCUs. I slept on it. For some reason, my mind was D1, all the big schools, and I really slept on it. If I really understood if I knew what I know now, then I would have been pushing my son to HBCU. Definitely. It's just crazy though. Yeah. But one thing I saw in the video that just showed is the guy said that they are not perfect. And so, I think that when we come to the games and you guys ref, we expect you to be perfect and not miss anything. Right. Can you comment to that?
So, it's interesting. Before every game, we are responsible we have a pregame meeting basically. And at the high school level, you do it for maybe an hour before the game. And everybody's in the locker room and you're talking. At the college level, we actually do it on Friday night before the Saturday game. And it's usually like a 2-hour get together where we look at film. We take a rules test. See, people think we just roll out of bed and just go. But me as a referee, I spend about 15 to 20 hours a week studying, watching video, taking rules tests, watching old games, watching my past games, reviewing our crew's calls to see how we did. And we grade ourselves. We will, and I'm probably just as hard on us as we're harder on ourselves than you guys are, because we know if we misapply a rule, y'all may not know. But we'll say, nah, and there's no egos. We tell the crew, hey man, you missed this call. You have to see this. You can't miss this. But I still remember 2009. I had Mesquite versus Mesquite Horn. I was a back judge at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. I was a back judge. I threw a defensive pass interference call, and it has haunted me to this day. That's 11 years ago.
I was wondering.
I mean, we're human. We know when we make a mistake. Now there's a lot of officials out there with ego. You have to have the ego in this industry, in this business, though, if you're going to be good, because you have to be confident in your game and you have to be able to explain that to a coach. But if I know I blew a call and that coach know and he's going off, the only thing I'm going to go over to that coach and say is this: Coach, I missed it.
Okay.
I don't know what else to tell you. If you want to chew on me, feel free. If you want to gotta appease your fans and let them know that you mad, be mad. I understand. But we can't say that we're accountable to ourselves if we're not open and honest with the coaches or with the media or whoever, and just say, look, we made a mistake. We're not perfect. We're not robots. We're not gonna go out there and just say, we're 100% perfection. Now, that being said, of our calls that we make, probably nationally, there was some data, I want to say a year or two ago, officials are probably right 98% of the time.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Pretty high.
Yes. But the problem with that is that 1 or 2% comes at very inopportune times.
That's true.
You're not going to remember the call at 14 minutes of the first quarter. That call don't mean anything. But when I blow it and there's 38 seconds left in the game and it's costing your team a score, that's what you're going to remember.
I'm going to remember that.
I'm going to remember that. Yeah. And we're going to be at your car. You're going to remember it too.
So we missed calls. In the DeSoto game, it was a chop block call that we was talking about. It was a chop block call that brought back a score.
Wow.
That's right.
To this day.
Yes.
He will not allow that official to work his game. And that official still, I know him, we're still good friends, and he still to this day, it haunts him to this day because he knows he missed that call.
Wow.
We take this, we eat, sleep, and breathe this. That's what people don't understand. We live. We live this.
This is good. We don't hear you guys' voices, and it's good to know that you guys kind of have a heart with with the game you really care about.
Right.
Calling games.
But we know too, there's nothing that pleases me more, and my wife calls me crazy because I'm just weird like this. If I know I got a call right in the game, I know I got it right. I know I nailed it, and the crowd is booing, I'm loving it. I love it.
Really? So what do you do? Are you like what? I mean,
I don't turn and look at everybody, but we have radios on the field, and I'm on the radio talking to my crew, and I'm like, man, I know I nailed it. They can bring the booze on. I love this. Bring it.
I didn't know that. That is interesting.
If you know, right. But if you know and you know that you got it right, I want it.
And you gotta be you do have to be kind of cocky because it's you against the world. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's you against all the parents.
It's 8 people that's on the same team versus 20,000 people that's against you.
Yeah.
And if I leave a game and everybody's mad at me, all right, I did my job. They can't say I was going for this team or I was going for this team. Y'all both mad? Cool. I'll take it.
Right. That's good. That's good. Wow.
Yeah, because I think parents, we think that, the refs is working with the other team and, right.
And honestly, guys, 9 times out of 10, I don't even know the score at the end of the game. Don't really care. Don't really care. A lot to a little, close versus close, doesn't matter to me. When's my check coming?
Wow. So it's just like tunnel vision. Like your focus just on making sure you see what's wrong and what's right.
Exactly. And it's like we're a lot like athletes in that when a play is going on, I don't hear anything. I'm totally zoned out. I'm focused in on my responsibility on that play. If I'm the referee, my responsibility is the quarterback. That snap happens, I don't hear anything. And then obviously when the play's over, then I hear all the buzz and the sounds. But nah, I try not to get caught up into the emotions of the game just because I want to be this way the entire time because everybody else is here. We have to be here and we have to maintain our composure the entire game because we don't want to allow our emotions to affect our judgment on a call.
That's good. That's good.
You said you're a lot like athletes. One of my questions were.
Yes, ma'am.
One of my questions is, were you an athlete? And are most referees past athletes? Is that how they get interested?
I didn't play past high school.
Okay.
As far as most referees, more former athletes are getting into it now, but most officials now are either like me, where they played in high school and they just wanted to stay close to the game, or they played in college maybe. Very few people didn't play at all because you have to have some kind of understanding of the game. But we have to keep ourselves in shape.
That's what I was gonna ask too. Okay.
You're not gonna go to a game and see an official and be like, because let's be honest, you guys look and you be like, you got to pass the eye test. You have to pass the eye test. If you walk out and you see an official and he's slow and he's moving slow, you're like, oh Lord, we in for it tonight. We in for it tonight. So, we have to, we go to I'm in the gym 5 days a week. I got to work out because I want to look, when they see me, you got to respect this. You're going to at least respect how I look.
Right. You're going to look the part.
Yeah. You might think my game is garbage, but I'm not going to look like garbage.
You look good. You rep good.
That's right.
Exactly. That's why I care.
That's how I was.
Yeah.
That's how I was. You said look the part, Karen. It's so funny because I played college basketball. But when I first started playing, I couldn't play a lick. But my dad had me in the wristbands, the knee pads, you know what I'm saying? So I had the ball. I'm going to come in the gym, y'all. And they was like, I was terrible. But I looked the part, which eventually you back it up. It catches up. You know what I'm saying? But if you look the part, mentally it kind of helped you a little bit. So I did end up playing college ball. But when I first started, honey, but I get the look the part. You know what I'm saying?
And that's kind of the case with an official. We start off, we're not good, we're bad, which is why when you first start, that's why they put you in the 7th grade game. Now the problem when they put you in the 7th grade game, you got a 7th grade game, and you got those kids, a lot of them have never lined up before, and then you got parents who don't know a whole bunch, and then the 7th grade coach is usually somebody who just graduated from college, so he don't know a lot. That is a recipe for disaster. So you got young officials, young coaches, and parents who they just gonna root for their baby. That's all they want.
Right.
So don't flag my baby.
Right.
So it's those you see the craziest stuff. Like you'll see number 58 lined up at wide receiver, and I'm like, yeah, that don't work. But you know what? I'm not. Go ahead, man. You good.
Have you ever had a game that you got lost in that it was like DeSoto and Allen? You obviously have some great athletes, right? And you look and you're like, that athlete right there, that boy he going to college. He gonna go play.
So in the DeSoto Allen game, that was a game where I can definitively say it was probably 15 to 20 Division I athletes on the field.
Yeah.
And we had 5 officials at the time, and we were outmanned. We could have had 10, and we still would have been outmanned. But that was probably, I don't think about it until I'm like, it's like maybe third, fourth quarter. I'm like, man, it's a tight game. It's a good ball game. And I did not allow myself until really recently to start to settle in, appreciate where I am, appreciate the fact that I can look, man, there's a lot of people who would like to be in this position. This is great, man. As I got older and I started to appreciate it a lot more, that's when I started to kind of slow down. But I think last year I had the Bethune FAMU game, the Florida Classic, and it was 60,000 people. I actually, at the end of that game, I was like, okay, I'm starting to get caught up in the game. I gotta chill out. I gotta chill out for a minute. So, but yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. But you have to. It can happen. You gotta. Once it happens, you gotta catch yourself and you go, okay, let me get back to work. I'm here. I have a job.
Right.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
What did you have?
Yeah, when he was saying he appreciated, like he just realized, oh my God, where I'm at. Like a lot of people want to be in that position, and that's just how it be, at first. And like you said, it's a job. We know that. But then too, you start realizing really, oh, whoa, I'm walking in my purpose. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's what you got. Like it's that light bulb just clicked, like, because a lot of people may want to be where you at, and you just, that's amazing. So I'm sitting back this is amazing because we get to hear his side. We get to hear and it's just like, oh my God, okay. Right.
But that appreciation, that's right. Even being a football mom, I would get so sick before the game that I couldn't eat. Like this is from little league through college. And then I'm that mom because he's a kick return, punt returner. So he, they made like 92 yards, whatever. So I'm running up the sideline with the right.
Yes.
So I got to college because I run up the sideline. And then when I got to college, they said, what you gonna do? You can't run up the sideline. So then I started running up the stairs.
That's Kawachika.
Yeah, that's you, girl. But it's so, as a mom, I had to learn because I would get so sick. What you said, Rory, is I had to look around and be like, dang, I need to appreciate this. I need to chill, relax. Because he relaxed. I'm up here nervous and he chill. So I had to learn to do that, y'all, because it's hard being out there and you worrying. Like, I'm like, oh, baby, go. So I finally did that like last year.
Last year.
Yeah, senior year. I said, I'm gonna relax this year. Like, really, Mom?
Hey, so Ref, let me. One thing they said something in the video. He said, "We do it for the kids." Now, is it a job or is it a hobby, or do you ref for the kids?
Well, it ain't for the money. Like they said, we not doing it for the money. So when I first got into it, it was a way to stay close to the game. That was really all it was. I just wanted to stay close to the game. I felt like I could do something and it could be a little bit fun. So I'm like, okay, let me try this. So I tried and I loved it, obviously. Then you start to move towards, when you start moving toward the high school and the varsity games, you are strictly in it for the love of the game. Now, me, I'm probably a little different in that I actually follow the kids that I work. So I'll follow, and it's kind of like, okay, 28. I'm gonna keep my eye on 28. See, like, obviously your Kylie Murrays and those they'll stand out. That's just what happens. But I'll usually try to if I can, I'll try to get a program in a high school game. I'll try to get a program and I'll try to see, okay, where did he go? And I pay attention to the signings and see where everybody went. And I'll be like, okay, I remember I worked him, at this time. So that's always cool, just to keep an eye on the kids. And then every now and again, you'll be fortunate enough to work, a player that was transitional like Kyler Murray was, and he's the first round pick, in the NFL draft. You can always look back and say, I worked him in high school.
Yeah.
So that's always fun to do, but I think it's a mix, Karen. I don't think it's one particular, reason. I always do go into the game saying I want to be fair to everybody involved. So it really, one criticism that really gets me is when a coach or when anybody else says don't cheat the kids. That kind of bothers me. That bothers me a lot. Yeah, I don't like that, because that is basically calling into question my integrity as a man. So no cheating. No, it's not worth cheating. It's not worth that. No, it's no. My integrity is a lot more important than that. And a lot of that is coach talk. I get it. Coaches, they gotta show some kind of emotion, and I get that. But I try to deflect a lot of that with a coach, with my demeanor when I talk to them. I don't yell, I don't scream, I don't shout. My hands are always behind my back with a posture of deference. I have a low tone, because if they're high, I'm gonna go here, and I want to bring my voice down, and I'm always gonna say, "Now, coach, listen. This is what happened. This is why I did this. I understand you don't like the call, but this is what we're gonna do." At the end of the day, I have the final decision, because I got the flag. I'm running this game. This is my game. So if you don't like it, I understand that. But this is what we're going to do, and this is how it's going to be handled. I still got this flag if you want it. I got 15 for you if you want it. But most of them don't want that. So that's always a last resort. That's always a last resort. But I don't want coaches running out on the field and yelling and screaming. I don't do that. And I tell them that before the game when I meet with them. Coach, we're going to be respectful. We're going to talk. If you want to talk to me, just tell the official that you want to talk to me. I'll come over and talk to you all day. No problem at all. But we're not going to disrespect each other. We're not going to get into that.
Wow.
And you'll find if you lay those rules down at the beginning of the game, I don't care if it's NFL down to Pee Wee. If you lay those rules down at the beginning of the game, the coaches respect that a lot more and know that, okay, I got somebody who I can deal with them. And again, if we jack up and we screw up, and if I just come over and say, "Coach, we screwed that," all right, I can accept that, Rory. Thank you for being honest with me. Now, what you gonna do next time? Don't miss it next time.
Only one.
you usually only get one of them a game where you just say we missed that.
So you feel like, okay, so I messed up. Now, do you owe him one? I mean, honestly, do you feel like now? I
don't do makeup calls. Okay. I don't do makeup calls. I don't. Okay. Now, is it in the back of your mind? Absolutely.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So if it's a close call, you'd be like, I'm gonna just, the toe was on the line a little bit, but nobody's throwing touchdown.
I'm like, nah, it's tough. It's tough because you do feel like I screwed them. I gotta, but your integrity, again, I tell the younger officials all the time, your integrity is more important. If you because that coach, I've had coaches who the call was in favor of them. They were more upset that we just did not make the right call. But it was in favor of them. But they like, but you didn't get it right. Yeah, I benefited, but you didn't get it right. So again, your integrity goes a lot further than just giving somebody a favor or makeup call or something like that. I don't do makeup calls. I'd rather you be upset with me. I don't do makeup calls. I don't do that at all. No. But Stacey, it is in the back of your mind, always. We're human. We're human.
Right.
So I see there's different types of judges. There's a back judge, a side judge, a field judge, and then I don't know which one is the main person. Because I know
that's
a lot
the referee.
Times,
that's the referee. Yeah, that's the referee. So we have a referee, and his responsibility is primarily watching the quarterback. And then you have two officials who are on the line of scrimmage. You have a head linesman and a line judge. One person is like responsible for the chains on the sideline, and then the other person is responsible for like if the quarterback is past the line of scrimmage when he passes the ball. Now there's other responsibilities to go along with, but these are primary responsibilities. Then you have the umpire who's in the middle of the field. His responsibility is the guard, center guard. So he watches for holding in the interior, in the middle part of the line. And then you have with the three that you mentioned, who are the back judge, field judge, and side judge. Those three officials are responsible primarily for like defensive pass interference. When you have long plays, like plays that are really close at the goal line, they're usually going to be responsible for those plays. And in college, you have an eighth official who's called the center judge. And he's responsible for spotting the ball because all these offenses have gone to such hurry up offenses. It was really wearing the umpire out. So basically, the center judge's primary responsibility is spotting the ball. That's pretty much all he. Now he can call a foul if he sees it, but he's primarily responsible for spotting the ball.
So can like the referee call a play that's in the end zone, or do everybody stay in their own?
You got area. You stand with a caveat. Stay in your area. When I first started, they would say, "Don't go fishing in somebody else's pond," which basically is saying, if you the referee, don't go down there trying to make a back judge call. That's not for you. Now, in addition to that, what we want to do, work the game though. Working the game is the most important thing, because if you see something like D. Ray Davis used to always see something, say something. If you see something and you know that's a foul, you got to throw that. Now, I wouldn't accommodate you making it. I wouldn't say that you should make a living doing that on a regular basis. And I wouldn't say if it's 50 yards away, if you're not just 100% sure in your heart of hearts that that's a foul, you might want to leave that alone. Now, in addition to that, we don't want to throw flags. That's what people think. We're just out there. I'd rather go talk to a player. Hey, man, stop. Don't do that. Just stop. Quit. Don't do that. Look, you're close to a hole. Don't make me have to make a decision. And it's called preventative officiating. And we would rather do that than throw a flag, because when we throw flags, it slows the game down. In college, we're judged on not only our call, we get graded after every game. Every flag we throw gets graded. So in addition to that, we're also graded on the length of our games. So we want a game that keeps moving. I don't want to throw 25 flags in a game and I got a 3 hour, 45-minute game. I want a 3 hour ball game with 8 or 9 fouls. If I get 8 or 9 fouls, I'm loving it. I'm winning. But yeah, I don't like flags. I don't like flags.
Now, do you have to, since there are so many different positions, like if I'm a point guard, I'm a point guard. I can't play center. I can't do nothing else. But you're a back judge. Are you a back judge all the time, or do you know all the different positions?
So typically a back judge, a field judge, and side judge, so the 3 deep positions, you should at least know those 3 positions because they're kind of interchangeable. A referee is typically coming from another position. Like I used to work the 3 deep positions: back judge, field judge, side judge. And then I also worked referee, and then I've worked center judge before. So I've worked 5 of the 8 positions.
Okay.
Some people rotate a little bit, but you have to, if you're gonna be a good official, you need to know what everybody else on the field is doing. Like you were a point guard. You couldn't be a center maybe because your height or whatever, but you knew what that center was supposed to be doing on that play, right?
Right.
So if you're going to be a good official, I need to know what his responsibility is, because he may need my assistance somewhere else on something else. He didn't see it. But I, as a referee and a crew chief, I need to know what everybody else is supposed to be doing. And I take that upon myself so I can go call them out. Like, dude, what you doing?
Right.
Come on now, you're dropping the ball. So yeah, we should know everybody's position on the field. Okay. Yes.
So which fans are the worst? The Little League, the junior high, the high school, or the college?
Without question, Pee-wee. Without question, Pee-wee. Without question, Pee-wee.
That's true.
Without question, Pee-wee.
Take the earrings off.
My last Pee-wee game was in 2008 at Park Hill Park in Grand Prairie. It was a game, I think it was the Cardinals and the Raiders. And there was a play, it was down to it. It went to overtime, and it was a stop at the goal line. They did not make it. The Raiders did not score. The Cardinals won the game. I'm walking off the field. People are spilling out of the stands. onto the field. Police had to be called out to separate people because they were coming after us because they thought they had scored. And I said, never again. I will never step foot on a Pee Wee field ever. I don't care if they're paying $100 again. They will never get on the field again. Never.
Yeah, those were probably as a parent, I don't know about y'all, but I remember like literally CJ would score and the other parents would be like, kill him. And I'm like, just say kill him. Kill him. That's my child, you know? And then like one time we had to be escorted to the car because he scored the winning touchdown.
Wow.
And we had to leave because we played in LA. So, you know, so we in there like, y'all, TJ, get up. He would score, run to the car, and we would leave. I've never seen anything like that. Like these parents. So as a ref, I already know.
Yeah, it's and I mean it's good. It's good money for officials who want to do it. Sometimes officiating can be. Sometimes people need it as a part-time job, and they do it, but they won't get me back out there again. Pee Wee is the most. And there's some, I mean, maybe you guys have read, but there's some associations where they won't even allow cheering. Only thing they allow is clapping in the stands. They don't allow talking. They don't allow any of that. There's no berating the refs. There's none of that. If it's not positive enforcement or positive reinforcement of the players, nothing else is allowed. So it's, but yeah, Pee Wee. Karen, it's Pee Wee. Not even close.
And is that black or white?
You know,
people.
It's us.
I'm about to say, go ahead and say it.
It's us.
And you know what? Is it the moms or the dads that are
moms?
The
always the moms.
The moms.
Always the moms. It's always the moms. Well, the thing about the dads is this: the dads are usually the coaches on the field, so there's a little bit more decorum with them. But the other part of it is, if the dad is the coach, their son is like the star player. So anything that affects their son, they gonna go off.
Yes.
So I just no thanks.
So the moms, that's the worst fans pretty much.
Because they don't know rules. Typically they don't know rules.
Right. A lot of them are single moms too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I'm not blaming them. He's outside. No, ma'am, he's not. No, ma'am, he's not. He's fine.
He's fine. Just be quiet. I'm gonna turn around.
And you know, Stacey, I had a very bad temper when I first started officiating. It has really helped me to like lower. So, but now I just, I'm not gonna get crazy about it. It's like, she just don't know. That's her baby.
Right. That's her baby.
Right. She just don't know. Right.
She just don't know.
You have to put yourself in their shoes.
Right.
If your kids, do you have kids to play sports?
I have one son. He hates football. Hates it.
How old is he?
He's 11. He's a baseball player.
Oh, good. Now, he's smart. He's smart.
Yeah.
That's a guaranteed contract right there. Hello.
Yeah, but he does not like football at all.
Yeah,
okay.
And I'm not actually out there bad about it because I see the injuries and everything that goes along with it.
Yeah.
You want to do that, son? I whatever you want to do, buddy. I love it. I have a problem with it at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Baseball is good too.
Yeah.
Baseball is really good.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Less injuries. Yeah. I wish I would have kept CJ in baseball. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ref, okay, it's COVID-19. And there's a lot of cancellations and stuff like that. So how have COVID-19 affected? Now let me go back to, do you do it as a full-time job or a part-time job?
It's not full-time. It's just a part-time job. Yes. I have a full-time job. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how has COVID-19 affected sports? Okay. Really?
So for my conference canceled a month ago. So we're not doing this. We're not going in the fall. They said we're going to go in the spring. I'll believe that when I see it because I just don't know how a body can take that kind of pounding if you play from February to May and then turn right back around and get ready to start again in August. I just don't know. I don't know about that. So what I have had to do is I had to go dark. Basically, I put the rule book down for a little while. Stopped doing videos, and I really have been spending this time just with my family when I normally wouldn't be with them, because a normal week for me is I work Monday through Thursday. I go to my host city on Friday, and I'm usually back on Sunday. So they usually don't see me on weekends from August to November-ish, end of November. So I'm gone a lot. So this has really been a good time just for me to kind of just recharge, thank them for just all the last 15 years that my wife has put up with me being gone all the time. Now she's telling me, you're going to have to find something to do because you're going to drive me crazy.
I was going to say, now she putting up with you been all the time. Like, you still here?
She's like, you need to get out of here or something. So I'll do a lot more high school games this year, but I can't get too lax. Like, I still go to the gym. That's my way of getting out of the house. Still go to the gym. I still go run. I still do that type of thing. But all my extra time that I had and that was going into officiating and football and training and study is just going back into the family.
Because you have such a great memory of games. That's what stuck out to me. Like, seriously, you were like, I remember back in 2005. And I'm thinking to myself, as a mom, I don't know about y'all, I can't. CJ will bring up a game, and I'm like, all I remember is you walked off the field. I mean, because I'm praying all the time. But, they remember specifics. And as a ref, I never would have thought that you would remember specific. You had teams. You had actual plays. That is amazing. That shows how sold out you are to the game.
I told you at the beginning, we're just like athletes. We're programmed pretty much the exact same way. We remember plays, and I'll look at a game like our game for FAMU and South Carolina State came on the other day, and I had an announcement, y'all, that was horrible. And I'm on national TV, and that announcement sucked. And I'm like, man, I got it. And I'm texting. I have a mentor who gives me feedback, and I still remember texting him, and I'm just like, man, do you remember this play? He's like, man, yeah. Did you practice that again? So that play has stuck with me. That announcement has stuck with me. Like, I'm always trying to, how can I get better on that announcement? So it's not total recall, but it's close where we can. If you give me a game, I can probably give you one thing about that game that happened over the last 15 years.
That's amazing.
Wow. I'm just wondering most of the time my husband can say, that's holding, that's holding. I'm like, how did you see that? How do you train your eyes to see the move?
Great question.
All those.
So as a referee at each position, so there's 22. If you do the math, there's 22 players on the field. In my game, at the college level or my level, there's 8 officials. So if you break it down, you're probably responsible for 2.5 players, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe, yeah. So, but I got 2 eyes. So at the beginning of a play, we have what we call keys. So at the beginning of a play for a referee, I'm starting on the tackle. That's where I'm starting. As the play develops, I transition to the quarterback. And then, depending on what happens at the play, if it's a run play, I go here. If it's a pass play, I go here. So our minds are almost like computers where we process each play, and you have to see enough plays. You have to get more reps. The more reps you get, the easier it is for you to kind of be able to determine where should I be looking at this time. And you're also watching film and you're doing all that just to see where you should be looking. Now, when it comes to fouls, what I always tell my crew, and I'll tell everybody that I ever talk to, if the grandmother in the top row on the 50-yard line, if she don't think it's a foul, I'm probably not going to throw my flag. It has to really stand out. I don't do ticky-tack fouls. If it's close, I'm keeping that in my pocket.
You let them play.
I'm going to let them play.
That's good.
I'm going to let them play. We get crass with it in the locker room, and I won't get crass with y'all tonight, but it has to be severe. It has to be severe for me to call a foul and just say, man, it's got to be bad.
So you said you have a mentor, Rory. Now, do y'all have is there like a ref club that you know what I'm saying? Like y'all have a little club and y'all talk like, hey, how was your game?
Right.
How was your game? I I had the worst fans. Look what you know what I mean. Do y'all
My
have
best friend, like my best friends are officials, obviously.
okay?
So
Wow.
when you go to different play, like after a game, my friend's name's Brandon. He works in Conference USA, works a total different position. At the end of every game, we talk. We call. Hey man, how'd your game go? How'd your game go? You was here. Sometimes we'll end up in the same city. We'll go out after the game and hang out after the game because we're in the same city. But as you grow up, I mean, you want to move to different conferences, what you end up doing, they have things called clinics and camps that you go to and you meet other officials. So you get to meet people. So what I do is I go to a level higher than I am and I seek out, and you can't just sit back and wait for it to come to you. I go and seek out people who are willing to be mentors to me. So I'll go to them and I'll say, hey man, would you mind mentoring me throughout the season and giving me feedback and watching my games and if I see you plays. And last year I had one, he just got promoted to the NFL this year. I'll send him plays on like Sunday. And then I will call him and we'll talk on like Tuesday at lunchtime for about an hour about just different things that happened in my game. I will always watch his game. So I'll pull some stuff out of his game and see what happened in his game. And I'll ask some questions about what happened in his game. So our association, we have an association. It's an official association where we have access to all the officials throughout the country. So if I see somebody on TV and I'll say, man, I love his game. I want to mentor him. I want to talk to him. I want to see what I can learn from him. I can go into that database and get his number, phone number, email address, and I can just reach out to him. And sometimes they'll reach out, sometimes they won't, but typically you have the access if you want it.
Oh, that's good.
Wow. Now you just said he just graduated. Did you say graduated?
He was promoted.
So how do you go from level to level? Is that taking a test or more?
You got to be good.
How do you
be
get
good?
different
That's
levels?
number one. Number one, you got to be good. Number two, you have to the camp experience is really one that has grown here recently. So what you'll do is you'll go to a camp maybe in California, you'll go to a camp in Virginia, and all the hiring supervisors will be at these camps. Mm-hmm. So you'll work at scrimmage or something like that, and they'll see you and they'll approach you like, hey, would you be interested in working for my conference? And that's really how it starts. So high school, you just pay your money, sign up. We'll get you some games.
Oh, okay.
College though, it's a whole different ballgame. Because in high school, the coaches have input on who works their games. Like Claude can pick whatever crew he wants for his game. He can say, hey, I want the Bernard crew, and he'll get the crew of officials for his game. And college, they don't have no say. You're gonna get who we send you, and you're gonna like it. So it's a lot different, and we have to be. You're a lot more professional in college because, Kwashika, you were saying earlier how we was talking about it's a job versus and maybe an avocation or a hobby. High school is fun. I have so much fun doing high school. Not to say I don't take it seriously, but I have fun in high school. College, no jokes. It's all work because you can be fired for one bad call in college and they'll just say, we're good. We'll holler at you later. No thanks. Service is no longer needed. They're not going to really fire you in high school because they need officials too bad.
Wow. So you get critiqued after each game?
Each and every
you get like a paper,
game.
Like here you go. This is your...
We go online. It's all electronic. We go online and look. You have your grade. Your grade is right here. It says, okay, you had a false start in the first quarter at 13 minutes of the first quarter. Then you have to write out your description of what happened on the play, and then they will give you a grade. There's a grade of there's 5 or 6 grade. There's a correct call, which you get a +6. There's an incorrect call, which you get a -6. There's a marginal call, which is a -2. A marginal call basically says, it's okay, we can support it, but don't make a living making this call. There's a no call when there was a foul that occurred and you didn't throw a flag. That's a -4. And then there is, I think, so those are the only 4.
Wow.
Who's evaluating that?
Usually the NFL, my supervisor, he has NFL officials that grade our film.
So they're watching. So you're being watched like you're watching. You're being watched.
Oh, that's good.
So have you
And
ever been like, this is wrong? This is wrong.
Absolutely.
Like quality, like
I grade for Division II in high school. I grade games at that level. But yeah, absolutely. And if I don't like it, sometimes I'll call the grader and just say, hey man, I don't agree with this. But most times I just let it ride because you're not okay, man. All right, I disagree, but all right. I'm not. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. If it's just a minor, okay, all right. But yeah, we dispute and disagree with calls all the time, disagree with grades all the time. But we don't make a living out of doing it because we're too busy worried about the next game at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well, we might go on and on.
Yeah.
I got to bring you back.
I learned so much.
Right, I know.
I'm gonna be nicer. I'm gonna be a lot nicer.
Right.
Like I tell people all the time, we're people too.
Right.
We make mistakes.
Absolutely.
We got families at home.
Right.
You know, we want to get back to our families just like everybody else does at the end of the game. We make mistakes. We're not gonna always handle everything in the right way. Emotions will always get involved because we're flesh and blood just like everybody else. So I think once people understand that, and once people find out that I'm an official, usually they just come to me with 50 million questions. So I really don't tell a lot of people that I officiate. But once they find out, they're just like, okay, so what do you think about this play? And I usually try not to give my opinion on what happened on a play that I was not involved in. I wasn't at that game. I don't know what that's the other thing. You don't know what that is going on in that official's personal life. You don't know what's going on in that official's life at all. For him to just, maybe he's having headaches, maybe he's got stress, and you telling me that he has to make this call in a split second, and y'all got 48 times to look at it on the jumbotron. I got one shot. I got one shot.
That's a good point.
50-50 whether or not I'm gonna get this right. So
that was me as a trainer. When I was personal training, you never tell anybody you're a personal trainer because right then you have just given a whole hour of a free class. So what about right here? I got this right here. How do I get rid of this? So how much again? I'm like, this is not a free hour of consultation, okay?
Right. How I get these abs right here? I gotta get my abs back.
Right. While you sitting over there eating them donuts. First of all, stop eating them donuts you eating right there.
Thank you. I'll take that one.
So I get not wanting to tell people certain things that you do because it turned into a whole nother thing.
It does.
Well, you guys, we're past our hour. Like I said, we can go on and on. So
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
On when the season starts. Now, I'm just wondering if the high school teams are going to follow the colleges as far as canceling the whole season. So that's going to be really interesting.
I would be willing to come back on with you ladies anytime. I had such a good time with this. I'll do this anytime with you guys. I like talking football. I like talking football.
It was so informative. Like you broke it down, down. You know, I think every college. I would love to have. We have a college football moms group, so you just gave me an idea to have you on with my college football moms because you enlightened me to a whole nother part of the game that I didn't know. You know that you would study. Right. Like, this is for real, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just walking out there.
No, seriously though, because college is a whole nother level.
It is.
It is a whole nother level, and it makes sense now. I mean, when I look at the referees out there, it makes sense. When you said work, you could tell they be focus. Right. No hocus pocus, but focus.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh God. Thank you.
I think we're all going to have a newfound respect for you guys.
Right.
Now we come to the game. I'm going to be like, what? I'm going to hold it in because now that I talk to you guys, because you do have a family, you do have kids. And,
I'm being serious. Did you know that they talk 2 hours before this? You know that he gets graded? He has a grade after this, okay? He has to go home to his wife. And his wife, like, no, seriously, like, I'm like, I know it. I've been writing notes. I'm like, I got your back now.
Right.
I'm a positive mom.
Hey, I'm winning souls one mom at a time. I'll take it.
Okay, you guys. So we're gonna close. I really enjoyed you guys. And so Okay, I see. I'm not used to closing out the show. Shannon normally would be here. Her lights was cut off because we had a storm here in Dallas. So this is Karen. This has been Karen, one of your hosts, and I have my other host,
Kawashika.
Stacy.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us.